Starting the season in a place like Brazil has so many challenges for a massive team to travel, to prepare, to have all the parts and get all their riders to the start line healthy, happy and ready. We're here in Araxá, Brazil with one of the biggest teams of our UCI Mountain Bike World Series, the Cannondale Factory Racing team. They were one of the most successful teams in 2024 and 2025 is shaping up to be a massive season. We are literally here at the gates of the Cannondale house. We're going to jump inside now and have a bit of a cheeky look. Hopefully someone's home. I'll just help myself, don't worry about it. Oh, here he is. Look, the man of the moment, Phil Dixon, just enjoying a bit of volleyball. Hey, hello mate. Sorry to interrupt.
Welcome to base camp of Cannondale Factory Racing in Brazil.
Mate, this looks like a paradise. Walk and talk with me. Let's check out what's going on here. How long have you been coming here for?
Yeah, we have a great relationship with Nicholas, the owner. We stayed here last season. It served us really well. It's a great little castle to prepare our battle plans for the week, and yeah, let's go and have a look inside.
You even brought your own koi fish over here. Just hello boys, all well down there? Yep, good, happy days. There's a lot going on in here, mate. This place looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really calming place. It's a bit of a kind of amphitheatre down in the venue, and you can come back here, really relax, calm down. People can find their own space. It's quite a open plan area. And it's super different, super cool, and the team love it.
Wow, there's a lot going on. Right, let's check out this big palace inside and see some of the details that makes this team tick. Right, so this is an opportunity that you rarely ever get. We are literally inside the team house here, and this is where a lot of the magic happens. Staff quarters, athlete quarters, and this down here is the physio area. So there's a lot going on to prepare our athletes. You can see down here, they've got all their helmets lined up. Ice vests. We're here in Brazil. It is hot and humid, and these ice vests will be key on race day. They wear them prior to keep their core temperature down, but these boys down here know all too well. Mate, there's a lot going on down here. Talk us through it.
Welcome to the physio department.
Yeah.
Well, we've got our nutrition stand out here with our recovery, energy drinks, our bars and gels, race numbers.
And just here, you notice that these are not Charlie Aldridge's leggings. These are actually for ice, yeah?
Yeah, but we keep finding them in Charlie's room, unfortunately.
Right, we won't tell Mum all the fine details that make a huge team like this tick. And a cool little moment here before we go inside. This here is Simon Andreasen's winning jersey from 2024. Signed, donated to the owner of the house. Super cool. And also shows how much the owner here appreciates this team coming here. So it's like a big scenario to put this all together, and everyone has a working piece to make it work. What have we got in here? Let's have a look.
All the dirty water bottles will be stacked here, washed in here.
There's a lot of bottles here. How many bottles will you run through from a race day?
On a race day, we normally run through about 70 to 80 bottles.
70?
70, yeah, to 80, especially with the amount of cooling that we have to do during the event.
Yeah.
And to cool the big engines down, you got to just have a lot of water like that. Don't want to be caught with your pants down.
And you got the garlic behind you. Is this for the vampires? Is this a Brazilian vampire thing?
Yeah, I think that's that's their own voodoo that they've got around here.
So another little focus on detail here. So as you can see, all these bottles are cleaned and lined up, but they're specifically labeled for each individual athlete, right? So Charlie Aldridge here, we got Yolanda Neff. Every line of bottles is lined specifically for a rider. Just a very small detail that makes all the difference moving forward when every 1% counts in a big, massive team like this. All right, thanks, mate. Let's go down and check out the rest of it. All right, that's a real cool insight into some detail that make one of these massive teams happen, and something you rarely ever get the opportunity to see. The physios have a huge role with these big teams, and all those little details about the bottles, making sure they're clean, making sure they've got the right mix, the gels, not to mention all the maintenance of the body. And speaking of maintenance of the body, we've got an outdoor physio area down here. And KG, Kent Gallagher, right here. Hey mate.
How are you?
What have we got going on down here? You got a bit of massage area. This is where you guys have lunch. Charlie Aldridge's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, it was Charlie's birthday. That's why the balloons are still up. The massage table's set up there. I think recovery is super important at these things, so we take that quite seriously. And I think somewhere where they can relax and enjoy it, and this venue is pretty sweet for that. Got the game ready over there. But it's super important that all of us can sit at the same table together, because it just creates a good vibe and everyone can chat about the days and how they're getting on, and if they have issues, then everyone talks about it. So it's.
I mean, that team atmosphere, that moment, that's quite powerful, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's good that everyone rips into each other as well and keeps it light-hearted because it's not always serious. So that's the most important thing. But obviously, we have team meetings at night time during after dinner. So that's just the serious part, and then it's all fun and games after that.
Right, let's get back to the fun and games. But tell me about this game ready station over here. Like we just mentioned, the massage and the physio, obviously the fun dinner and the team scenario. But what's going on here in this game ready area? What is the specifics?
So this is kind of like a cooling compression system. They are quite expensive, and I guess a lot of like American football players and stuff have it because it's good for injuries and impacts. And I think with XC racing and the way it's going now, it's super important. It's almost like you are having the impacts day in, day out. So we basically just put them on. They compress like compression boots, but they just have cold ice going through it all the time. And that's them coming in now. So.
Oh, speaking of, look at this. Here comes the crew making a mess. Hey, showing off. Don't worry about it. So a big team for 2025, the Cannondale Factory Racing team. Charlie Aldridge is back. Yolanda Neff is part of this team. Anna Santos. Punchy, Cole Punchard, one of the most impressive haircuts we saw of 2024, and our under-23 legend, Luca, here. So they're going to go and get set up here. It's just starting to rain. Let's go and find out what's being prepared for their food because they're going to be hungry. They're obviously all excited to come back down here, and there's a good chance one of them is going to jump in the pool. So let's go and check out the kitchen. We've got Guillermo down here getting ready. What do we got? We got some carrots lined up. Someone's got some specific chicken, rice and broccoli, pancakes. I'm going to steal one of those things. Let's go and chat to G-Man over here. Guillermo, what's going on here? We got some chicken on the fire, on the grill?
Yes, got some grilled chicken today.
What do you focus on? Is it supposed to be clean, simple foods? Is there anything specific that you have to get into their diets?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not like, crazy type of food, but it's simple, but also like really nice and tasty. Obviously we are in Brazil, so beginning of the week, basically, we go kind of like more like simple food where they can kind of like enjoy of what they really like beef and things like that. But then towards the end of the week, kind of tend to just go and clean, like, either white fish or just chicken, proper like vegetables where they are kind of like more cooked, so they can kind of digest it a bit better, And then you got the pre-race meals as well, where we get even a lot like cleaner, which is just like rice and eggs. So yeah, there's a lot of preparation, It's like shopping, running around, going back and forth, and having the things ready for them. And sometimes they have some specific, requests, like Charlie loves pancakes, for example. I mean, honestly, I think you can have like 20 pancakes in the breakfast.
So these pancakes just here, that's just for Charlie?
I mean, not just for Charlie, but, I guarantee he'll come around and he'll just like, hey, G, some pancakes, and then it'll just go, yeah. But yeah, it's nice, it's fun, We try to keep it cool, good vibes, music. People are just always, doing their own thing. Sometimes they come here, have a chat, and yeah, it's nice.
Great. Well, make sure you don't burn the chicken over there. There's a lot going on. Well, that's pretty cool. Checking out the kitchen and G-Man station here. You can see all the breakfasts and the snacks are lined up. I'm pretty sure all the Cheetos and Doritos are for the mechanics and not for the riders, but we'll steal one of those later. Speaking of steal one of those, don't mind if we do. Right, we've seen all the kitchen, physio. This is an epic scenario, but I want to check out the bikes and check out the mechanics area down here. There's a lot going on with the bikes to prepare, and not even to mention how much it takes to get all that equipment here to Brazil. It takes a lot, man. One of the boys said there's over 80 kilos in tires. That's a lot. Let's go and have a look. Right, we've seen how we work on the bodies. Let's see how they work on the bikes in here. And this is like the real workstation of it. You can see the crew's got all their laundry lined up here. Now, these guys and girls have brand new white racing kit this year, and let me tell you, that is difficult to maintain. And I may seem to think this, I'm pretty sure these Canadian undies here, Cole Punchard, so he's keeping his nation close to not only his heart. Right, let's check out some of the bikes down here. What do we got here? This is Charlie's race machine. Hey, what do you need to focus on?
Making it as fast as possible.
You got some pretty specific cool details this year, especially the orange lefty. Now the lefty fork is a big part of the Cannondale setup. These specific bikes is the brand new race bike from Cannondale that will be available, so you can purchase a race edition model that is just like what Charlie Aldridge rides. Super cool, the colorway of this year, the lefty fork of Cannondale. It's iconic to the brand, iconic to the race team, and a big part of it, right, as Charlie Aldridge is hanging out here. See if he's got a birthday hangover. Mate, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yesterday.
How was the cake yesterday? We just saw your kitchen, and I'm pretty sure G-Man was not cooking you cake out there.
No, sadly not, but the rest of the food is great, so I can't really complain.
What is the most amount of pancakes you've eaten in one sitting?
Ooh, this week or ever?
Well, I don't want to assume that you've peaked, but so far, I heard you ate a heap of pancakes last year in Lake Placid. USA loves a pancake, but what do you reckon the most is you've eaten?
It depends how big they are, but like a regular pancake, probably 20.
20 pancakes.
I don't know. I've got no idea. I've never counted.
Well, there you go. Stay tuned to social media, and Charlie will do it. Birthday this week. How old were you, and what did you celebrate with?
I was 24 and I celebrated with you yesterday doing laps on track.
And let me tell you put me under the pump. I was trying my guts out, and he's doing wheelies one-handed around the top of the climb. Oh, it was an absolute nightmare. Talk us through your race setup for this weekend here in Araxá. You got back-to-back races on a super technical course. You've got a very special bike here. Talk us through what you're specifically doing for this bike and for this course.
It's a very fast course, and there's lots of jumps and berms. It's like a pump track, so you need to run your suspension a bit harder and your rebound a bit slower so you don't get bucked over the front and land on your face. I've got quite a long dropper, so you can get super low because I'm big and top heavy, so keep the weight down, let the bike come up underneath you on all the compressions. However, this year it's wet and slippy, so tyre pressures have to be a bit lower than usual. Big chain ring because it's super fast.
Which is what? Low tyre pressure for you. So you are bigger, you are heavier than majority. Are you up closer to the 30 PSI, or are you still down around the 20 to 25? What is your numbers?
So nowhere near 30. That would be terrifying. Yesterday I was running 17.5, 15.5 in the front. They're quite big tyres, so quite a lot of grip.
17.5 PSI. You'll run 17.5 PSI.
Yeah, you have to be pretty careful. But we get used to it, so yeah.
What do you mean by be careful? How does that change your riding style when you mention be careful? 17's low, man.
Yeah, so when you go into berms, if you put too much kind of push in the berms, then you'll roll the tyre off the rim. Right. And this year, because the berms are super slippy, you have to be careful anyway, so you can drop it a bit lower and you get a bit more grip on the climbs. So
you'll make a conscious effort to not be so aggressive on the berms in particular, just so you have extra grip for the climbing and everything else around the track?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell us about your lefty fork. You got an orange lefty fork on this brand new race edition bike here. Lighter, looks cool. Does it play with your mind only having one fork extension?
At the start, when I joined the team, I was like, "Oh, this is weird. Like, what's going to happen here?" But now I'm fully used to it, and it is, it's a great fork. It's this year we made a few changes, and now it runs super nice. Happy days, mate. Well, it looks spectacular, that's for sure. We cannot wait to see it on race day. So Charlie made a comment about tyres. Let's have a little look at their entire Schwalbe tyre order. Now look at all these tyres. Now that does look like 80 kilograms worth of tyres. This is a huge part of the preparation. Each athlete over the time here, as I get rid of my snack for later, each athlete has 3 different options of tyres to choose from. So these setups here, let me just bring it to a little bit of detail, which I'm a big fan of. Each specific tyre and batch, these aren't just thrown against the wall here. They are specifically labelled and placed in bunches, which is again another small attention to detail which separates a big team like this to everybody else. These little details may seem insignificant, but they make huge, huge advantages on race day when it comes to those upper percentages of performance. The performance of the mechanics and the entire team is what delivers those results on the weekend, and this very small, what may seem insignificant detail is a big part of that. So every tyre is labelled here. We've got the Ralphs in a 2.35. What do we got here? We've got a Rick, so speed, which means it's a faster rolling compound, and a lower height tread. So it's a little lower in tread height, which means it rolls faster. So they're the Rick speeds. What else we got? We got a Thunderbird. It's a similar setup. It's almost like a semi-slick. So we got some treads on the side with a very low profile middle.
tread pattern. So again, super high, fast rolling. It's probably was the tyre to run here before the rain. Maybe not the tyre to run during the rain, but we'll find out that setup after. We've got a Rick Soft, which means it's a little bit of a softer compound, which gives you more grip. Means the compound of the rubber is softer, so it adheres to the dirt on the ground a little bit easier. That's just the Schwalbe tyre shipment. So that, for every single athlete, the mechanics are working hard with their FSA wheels and preparing all their Shimano products. Shimano products include maybe going up in chainring size. We heard Charlie mention before he's going to go up in chainring size. So it's a very, very high-speed course here. So again, they've got a great amount of options to change their bikes. This right here is Kenta Gallagher's bike here. This is the one I got to ride this weekend as part of the Carlson on course preview, which is pretty cool. Exactly the same bike as Charlie's Scalpel over there, but very different in setup. He's got a bit more of an Enduro cockpit up here from their supporting sponsors. It's very balanced from front to rear, and we've got slightly bigger tyres. So the tyre pressure I ran yesterday was far from 17 PSI. It was closer to 25 in the rear and 22 in the front, and a little bit more of an aggressive tread pattern. So a racing Ralph and a racing Ray up front here. Super cool. So this is Kenta Gallagher's bike. He's the lead technical coach of the Cannondale Factory Racing team, which is pretty awesome. Right, what a setup. Huge. Let's go and see what's cracking for lunch. Right, well, the crew's sitting down for lunch. What an absolute privilege that was to get a behind-the-scenes look, a proper behind-the-scenes look at one of the most successful race teams of our circuit. I've harassed them enough. It's lunchtime. We cannot wait to see this amazing bunch of humans perform on the weekend. Let's get out of here. We'll see you trackside.